Hi guys, my name is Sal Mishra and this is lesson 5 for the series Music Theory Simplified, and this is a lesson which is based on identifying major, minor and diminished chords. Now in the previous lesson I told you about what are the chords in a given family, and I told you that we can find out the notes and find the chord tones using the formula 135 and the formula whole, half and so on. But I just gave you the answer for what is the nature of the chord, so I thought I'll make a detailed video on the same here. And this is something which you need to really focus on, and all your concepts which we've covered before tie all together into this one. I'll tell you there are 3 types of chords which you need to identify for any family. These are the basic ones, mind you, and there are a lot of extensions for the same. The 3 basic chords which we need to know are major, or minor, and diminished. So every family will have these 3 basic chords always, plus extensions which we will not talk about it in this one. So we are talking about the simple chords. So if a chord is major, what is the criteria it should meet? There should be 2 criteria for each chord. I'll tell you the first one. For the major, the interval between first and third is 4 semitones, and the interval between first and fifth is 7 semitones. Similarly for minor, it's 3 semitones and 7 semitones. For diminished, it's 3 and 6. Now, I hope you understand this. I'm just kidding. I'll explain you in great detail now. These are the criteria. Now, I'll explain you with an example so that you have a more clearer picture about this. Let's take our very first chord. Let's take the G chord. Now, I'm saying G chord because I do not know it's G major or minor. I'm referring to a G some chord. Okay, let's find out through an example. Let's take 1 and 3 in this case. Let's start with that. Okay, now here, could you find where the letter G is? Here 8, okay, and where the letter B is 12. Now what is the gap from 8 to 12? Now I'm saying 8 to 12 because G to B. So what's the gap? Is it 4? Yes. Okay, so the difference between the first and the third in this case is 4 semitones. Now these are just numbered according to the sequence of all the notes in music, and you can just continue beyond this. Just for simplicity, I started C on the first and I went on. So the very basic thing is, what is the interval between G and B, the first and the third for this chord? So it's 8 and 12, which is 4. Okay, so this is the first criteria which is met, but we need to also check for 1 and 5. So what is the interval between 1 and 5 for this chord? So G and D, what is the interval? I'll just count it. This is 8, okay, and I move forward, I go to D. It's 8 and 15, so it's 7. So both of these criterias are met for the chord G. So by default, this is how I find out that the chord G is a major. Okay. Similarly, let's go for some other chords. We'll just break the order in this case so that it's a repetition of the same. Now I've also claimed that the chord C is a major. So let's do this together. So starting with the C, I go to the third. So C to E. So this is C and this is E. The gap between 1 and 5 is 4. Okay. So this criteria is fulfilled. Let's go for this one. C to G. It's 7. So which proves that this is again a major. Yeah. The next chord, D, F sharp, A. So I'll just quickly calculate the same for you. So D and F sharp, again 4. Okay, so this itself proves, and D and A is supposedly 3 and 10, so 7. So this is major as well. I'll do it for 1 minor, just for ease and just for just quickness. Let's go for 1 A minor. Let's go for 1 diminished, which I'll do with you. Okay. Let's go for A minor. Now if you analyze A to C, it's 10 to 13. Now this is 3. Let's observe. Which means it can go minor or diminished. So we need to check the second criteria, which is A and E. A and E. 7. So this is confirmed to be a minor again. Similarly, you can find for B minor, okay, which I have claimed to be B minor, but you will find it out. B minor, E minor. I'm going for the last one. Okay, now we'll go for F sharp diminished. Let's compare F sharp and A. So this is 7, this is A, so this is 3. Okay, so it could be here or here. So the next criteria is very important. F sharp and C. If you observe, this is F sharp 7 and this is C 13. So the gap between the notes is 6 semitones. So this is confirmed to be a diminished. Okay, so far we have the following chords. We have a major, we have a minor, we have a major for C, and for B I hope you've calculated and you should get a minor. Similarly for D it's a major, for E it's a minor, for F sharp it's a diminished, and for G it's a major. Now some of you might be thinking, is this really needed to calculate every time? The answer is no. This is just for your understanding right now. I hope you understood this really well, and even if you have a fair idea of a general idea of how it works, it's enough for you to start playing, quite honestly. This is just so that you have a theoretical background for the same, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video and learned something from it. And in case you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel and please press the bell icon there. Any videos which you want to learn from or any type of video you want me to make, just please leave a comment below and maybe I can make a video on it soon. Thank you so much.